Februaries, and welcome to the February recap / March hopefuls. First off, we're going to get into the books I have read over March, and then we're going to swiftly go over to my hopefuls for next month, as well as talking about what I'm hoping to do over the next month on this channel. But anyway, let's get into the books I read this month. We have a grand total of 2. I read 2 books over February, and honestly, this is a really low number for me, but I think it's down to the fact that I was in a massive reading slump for the very beginning of it, and then I only then regained the ability to want to read, and then I basically finished 2 books in under a week, kind of. But anyway, let's get into them. The first book I read was My Roommate is a Vampire by Jenna Leving. I honestly love this book so much. I would rate it a 4.5. I love the characters. Frederick is my new favourite male lead at the minute. It's going to be a while to top him, but he is one of my new favourites. I just love him so much, and honestly, it's a great book. And then the final and last book I read of the month was My Dark Romeo by Parker S. Huntington and L.J. Sheen. Honestly, I really like this book. I'm giving it a solid 4 out of 5. I love the characters in this. Instead of being a Romeo reinterpretation, I felt more Beauty and the Beast throughout all of it, personally, but who knows, other people might not. But I did really enjoy this book. I enjoyed the banter, the back and forth. It was a really good read. Honestly, even though I didn't read a lot, I'm happy with how I read because I'm quite happy with the amount I read over the month. But anyway, that's all for February. Currently I'm reading The Mistake by Elle Kennedy, and this is not going to make an appearance in this video because I started it last month, but I'm currently reading it into the next, so that book's going to exist in its own little limbo until the end of this month. But anyway, let's get into my hopefuls for this month. We have a total of 8 books this month, all ranging in the romance genre, but my plan is I have 8 main books that I want to read within the romance genre for this month. And then I have a couple hopefuls of reading some more different genres like mystery, murder, sci-fi and horror. I only have a couple in my possession though, so my plan is to go and find some more and some alternative novels and then sprinkle them through the romance books as I read them, but that'll come up as and when I get to that point. But if you have any recommendations for horror like sci-fi, murder, mystery, anything outside the realm of a romance one, just tell me so I can have more informed choices on which books I should read. But anyway, let's get into the hopefuls for this month. Starting off strong, we have Elle Kennedy's The Chase. This is from the Briar U collection, and it's the first book in the series, which is different from the current book I'm reading, which is the second book in the Off-Campus series that takes place at Briar U. Same university, just different series, basically. Next up, we have The Things I Want to Say by Monica Murphy. This book is quite thick, and I'm feeling this might be my big read of the month. I normally like to have one that's a lot longer than my usual pages, but I'm thinking that one may be it. Next up, we have Hate Mail by Donna Marici. I hope I said that right. I honestly love the colour, and I love the sass, and I love letters in books. I don't know why, I love it. They're both written forms, and it's so beautiful to me for some reason. Next up, we have Cleaned by the Orc Prince. This is an LGBTQ plus novel featuring the warlord Orc Prince's son, the Orc Prince, and then you have the Elven Prince. I think I said that right. I kind of wanted to read a fantasy romance, and I saw this and I was like, I'm intrigued. And I normally don't dip my toes into that genre as much, purely because personally I prefer reading female romances where it's 2 females. But that's probably just because I'm bisexual and I really enjoy reading other women falling in love with each other. Next up, we have The Promises We Meant to Keep. This is also by Monica Murphy. I forgot to say the author of the other one. This one is by Lionel Hart, this book. I just realised I forgot to say the author's name. But anyway, we have The Promises We Meant to Keep by Monica Murphy. If you couldn't tell, I'm really in a mood to read one of her books at the minute. She is one of my all-time favourite authors, so I'm hoping to get some more of her books in this month. Next up, we have My Dark Desire by L.J. Sheen and Parker S. Huntington, also known as the authors of My Dark Romeo. This is the second book in the series of standalones, takes place in the same universe, and it's one of his best friends, and this is a retelling of Cinderella almost. And then we have Behind the Net by Stephanie Archer. I hope I said this right. This is part of the Vancouver Storm series. Personally, I really like this series. I've already read the first book in it, so I'm excited to read this one. But anyway, here's a look at the cover. And then finally, we have My Vampire Plus One by Jenna Leving. This is purely just because I finished reading my roommate is a vampire, and she's supposed to have a third one coming out later this year, potentially. So I kind of want to get this read, so then by the time that one comes out, I can be like, I can pre-order because I've already read the other two. And also, this one has a sprayed edge, which I kind of really like because it's the colours, and I love the split coloration of all her books so much. But anyway, that are all my hopefuls for the month of March. I'm thinking I might try and broaden out, so if you have suggestions, please let me know, because I'm always looking for new books, because I chronically cannot not walk past a work and go in there. I've been purposely avoiding that end of my shopping centre for the past 2 months. It's a problem. But anyway, that's all for today. Go read, and I hope you have a lovely weekend.